Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 147, I think,
Yep,
I hope so.
for
sounds
Friday the
about right.
Friday the 21st of what is there? Oh, look at Neil. He's got a snooker background. Is there a reason for that?
147.
Uh, Mate, you are next level. Welcome to episode 147 of the Seal Podcast. I'm joined on my left by Dave,
Hello.
and on my right by Neil.
Hello.
Evening, everyone. Evening, Quaxels in the chat. So at least somebody's here. That's good.
It was the tunes that scared everyone away.
Oh, look, there's a hype train. Well, I don't know what that is. What's a
No.
hype train?
I don't know. It's close though, apparently.
Yeah, we're on the hype train. How exciting.
It would be if we knew what the fuck it was going on.
All right, evening, gentlemen. Made it to Friday. Somehow I made it. God, I was tired today. I just
I had a
no
snooze
sleep
today
last
again.
night. Oh, mate, I had double naps today.
Ooh.
Double.
I didn't
Yep.
go for doubles. Oh, maybe I did.
Yeah.
No.
I went swimming at lunchtime and then
Well, that's definitely
came
nap
back.
time after.
Yeah, I came back and had a nap, and then I woke up. Then I went for some dirty takeout food. And then
Oh
I
my
came
god,
home
and
and had
another
another
nap.
I had 3 showers today, 2 naps.
Wow. And a bath, technically. Swimming bath.
Yeah, there you go. Lots of water.
You still smell of
Yeah.
chlorine.
I hope I don't. Yes.
You can't
I
get
think
rid of
I
that
do.
fucking smell, can you?
No, I think I do. I do. Even though I've had a shower, 2 showers since I swam. Yeah.
Maybe you could try bleach to get rid of that chlorine
Well, I
smell.
smell of bleach anyway. That's the joke. Right. So let's crack on with the show. Let's get straight into the misery of my life that is fantasy football.
Oh, it's been bad for you, hasn't it?
Oh, it has. But I will say this. Like, I looked at it and I was like, I can't. I did above average, right?
Did you? No.
I think I just got squeezed in above average this
No.
week. No? Didn't? No?
No.
Anyway, I'm still keeping the faith. I think I can pull this back. I reckon.
Yes, I was much further behind than I am now, I would say.
Yeah.
So
I believe in miracles.
So where are you from?
You sexy thing. We'll
Thanks.
see what happens. So where are we then, Neil?
Right. We've had 2 game weeks, obviously, since last week. So the scores on the screen, if you're watching, are for game week 12. Well, I have made notes for game week 11 because I was being good.
Ooh.
So game week 11 top scorer was a certain Chipper Spice with 81 points, which was pretty special.
Yes. Chipper Spice is coming to visit me tomorrow.
Nice. A real person.
Yep. Yes, she is a real person.
Well, she's banged in a good score on the fancy football to rub it in when she beats you tomorrow or whenever. Despite the massive score, she did go up the league quite a lot. I think she got to 4th for game week 11, but somewhat didn't really follow it up in the game week 12. But Nathan held on to top spot for week 11, but only scored 32 points. Dave was the top scoring seal on 52 points, thanks to his auto sub. I think
Nice.
auto subs doing the biz. And Fraser was the lowest scoring seal, like 36. Massive oof.
We could just call me Fraser, the reigning champion.
Okay,
Please.
you can live in the past if you like.
It's the present, the reigning champion of the present, actually.
Okay, but okay, whatever. The average score for that week was 46 points.
Yes, get in.
And you were 10 points off the average for game week 11. The current week, game week 12, well, the most recent week, game week 12, the top score was Philip Taylor on 64, who narrowly beat Lord on 63, who closed in on top spot, which is still held by Nathan with a total of 652 points. Pilch is hanging in there on second at 649, and Lord previously mentioned top scorer, or nearly top scorer for the week, is third on 644. So it's pretty close, that top three. Dave and Pilch were the top scorer in seals with 50 points each. Fraser was the lowest again on 33, which is even worse than game week 11. So that's quite good. I guess you had less players playing. And the average score for that week was only 39 points. So you were less far off the average by, some distance there, but it was still pretty shocking. A lot of people, I guess.
Absolutely shocking. I've never. This is the worst it's ever been. It's laughable, but it does make me smile, so that's all right.
All the old tested methods to get top scores are not really paying dividends this season. It seems you just got to be in the right place at the right, or they're on the right players at the right time. Because I've had the good players. I had loads of points on my bench again. I think in game week 11, about 14 points extra I could have got that week. Plus, they had Trossard when he banged in his hat trick against Liverpool. He was on my bench. He's on my bench this week because they're playing Man City, so I'm sure he's going to do really well against Man City this week. I'm tempted to just transfer him out and put someone shit in just so that they don't get any points from someone.
Yeah, at least remove that disappointment, right?
Yeah, just make it an easy decision to put someone on the bench because they're not even going to play.
Thing was, I put in, who did I put as my sub last week? I think it was McAllister or something like that. I was like, this is a nailed on outside. This is going to be the one that differentiates me. This is going to be it. And he just fucking did nothing. It's just brutal.
Yeah.
Just brutal.
Well, this
I've done it again as well. This week I have not captain Holland. I can't captain Holland because I need to do things that are going to. I mean, this is what's going to happen, right? I need to continually do things that are going to differentiate me from the pack. Otherwise,
you're going to differentiate. You are differentiating yourself from the pack. Put it in the wrong way. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that if you have Haaland, you have to captain him because everyone who has Haaland is going to captain him, and you have to hope that the other players that you have picked that maybe the other people haven't got are going to pick you up the points to catch you up to them. But it's difficult because a lot of people have got the same players now. It's kind of got to that point in the season where people are like, these are the ones that are good prices and they're probably going to score some points. But it's like I said, you've got to be on them at the right time and not leave them on the bench when they get their points and things like that. So
yeah,
I've had a lot of just nearly moments, I guess, in the last few weeks where if I'd have just done that, even though I've had the players there to get the points, but they've been on my bench when I didn't want them to be, or I've put them in after they've had a massive haul of points, and then they've just done shit since I put them in. So yeah. Hence, I kept Ivan Toney for his hat-trick week, and then because he just scores fuck all for weeks on end and then bangs in a load of points, I was just like, I can't be having someone who just doesn't score points every week. It does my head in. Unless they're sitting on my bench, then I don't care. So I'd rather have a 7 or 8 points a week. Yeah, like a Harry Kane, he's a lot of money, but he's banging in points pretty much every single week. Not loads, but he's done two weeks that he's not scored either an assist or a goal, and that was the first week and the most recent week when they played Man United. But every other week he scored a goal or assist or at least, and so he's always been back chipping away at those points. That's what I like, people like that, consistent point scorer. But it's difficult to get them. They consistently get the points. Like Zaha, I've had for a while. And I was getting to the point, I was like, he hasn't scored any fucking points for about 3-4 weeks. But then he fucking scored the other night. Thankfully, I left him in. So, yeah. It's difficult this year.
It is. For me.
You who doesn't want to captain Haaland. That's the...
I'm not captaining him. You watch. I'm gonna rock it up this week. I can feel
you got
it
Salah
in the bones.
You got Salah again now?
No, I put Son in instead.
What?
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do the do. You wait.
All right. Okay. So you did have Salah, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I sold Salah to get De Bruyne, and then I couldn't. I had 6 Arsenal and Man City players, so I had to hoof 2 of them out. So I hoofed out De Bruyne and Zaki. Zaki was my great white hope, but he did nothing for the time I had him in there.
Zaki? Who you mean Xhaka?
Xhaka, whatever his name
Well,
is.
Xhaka or Saka?
Not Saka, Xhaka. Because he was affordable. He's cheap. And I
Yeah, he
thought, oh
is.
yeah,
He's had a pretty good year this year.
points per pound or whatever, then he should be a decent, but I had to hoof somebody, so I wasn't going to hoof the other. I was going to hoof Jesus, and I wasn't going to hoof Saliba.
I'm not going to sing his song. It's real annoying.
All right. Speaking of hoofing, when are we hoofing the top boy at the top there? I haven't heard from him yet. Yeah, it's going to happen.
It's Pilch's contact. We'll have to get Pilch on the case.
No, I don't want to give any of that. Pilch. I'm not. Pilch will give him a little nod. Just go. Hey, you better just just drop a 2-word hello chaps into the footy. That'll secure the spot. Maybe we should make.
Pilch wants to kick him because Pilch is second. So
yeah, see, this is in Pilch's interest. If Pilch is still sitting there in second place when it comes to the end, and I'm going to hoof whoever's at the top. So, anyway.
Pat Quaxel says give him till the World Cup to respond. It's only a month.
Yeah, I agree.
To the World Cup, isn't it? 4 game weeks now. 4 game weeks left of the fantasy football until we get unlimited transfers.
It's tough at the top, but it's not fair to people who are actively supporting the podcast. So anyway, I've said that before. Okay, anything else on the footy? Or
Salah's bound to score points this weekend. That's all I'm saying. There you go.
Right. Did you put him in?
No. Of course. I just didn't. They've got... Who have they got? Oh, they're playing Forest.
Okay. Right. Anything on the Twitch and the YouTubes? No.
I don't know, really. Did you do stream?
I
streamed.
didn't we? You guys done some Sunday, and I think somebody put something on YouTube. A stalk and a kill or something like that.
A stalk and a kill or something like that. It was only the most ultimate piece of Hunt Showdown.
Was that on our channel? Did you put that on our channel?
Yeah.
I put that in, yesterday.
I thought it came through on your channel.
Yeah, so that's on there. And I think maybe Pilch might have snuck in some streaming as well.
Okay.
I've got a feeling. Anyway, so that's all good. Let's move on to the tweets then. For episode 147 from MS Rangers, friend of the show, Mark says, "Good evening, gents. With Christmas nearly upon us, when did you find out that your parents had been lying to you about Father Christmas? Did they tell you, or how did you discover it for yourself? For me, we had family staying over the festive period, and I was asleep on a camp bed in my parents' room. I woke up and I could see my mum coming into the room with a sack of presents, so that was the first giveaway. When we opened our presents that morning, I saw a half-arsed attempt at ripping off a label from the box of what turned out to be TCR Racing. Do you remember that? The cars that changed
Total
lanes.
Control Racing, was it, I think?
Oh, was it?
I think that's what it was, because they used to change lanes, yeah.
Well, the label read Littlewood's catalogue and our home address. It was at that point the game was up. P.S. It wasn't even TCR Racing. It was a rip-off version. As I found out, TCR was out of stock. Just my luck. PPS, just remembered what it was called. It was Power Passers.
I have never heard of that one.
Good night, boys. Yeah, I'm not aware of those, but it might have been like a toy of the year slightly before I was in England. Scale Extrix was popular about
Scale
when
Extrix is still the daddy, I think, of slot car racing.
Is that still popular?
Yeah. There's a place I've just realised the other day when I was browsing Google Maps for some reason. I was stalking my family. And there's a place in Milton Keynes that's got it's like a slot car racing club. I was like, wow, I didn't know this place existed. But they've got loads of different tracks. And it's like £10 an hour, I think you can go.
Oh yeah.
And they've got high end simulator cars racing simulators in there as well. I was like, oh, this sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, you gotta go down there then.
Yeah, I did. I should. But yes, that's Scale Extrix. I definitely had some Scale Extrix when we was kids. Burned them little wire wool bits off the bottom of them
Oh
by
yeah.
racing too much, stuff like that.
Of
You used to have to
course.
be able
That
to
was the
buy the
worst.
little bits to make them go again and stuff like that. That was like where you became like a basic car mechanic on Scale Electric. But I was
What
always
about
I remember TCR going, "Wow, look, they changed lanes. That's so cool." But I'm not sure it's as good as Scale Electric, to be honest.
believing in Father Christmas or any of that sort of stuff?
Mate, that's a long time
Dave,
ago.
were you always a believer?
I think it was about me and my sister.
About 10 minutes ago,
Uh,
when you read the tweet.
Shocked. I hate to.
no, in our old house, we had an extension and we had the Christmas tree sort of out the back, but you could see through some French doors the tree. And me and my sister were up one night around Christmas Eve, and we watched my mum and dad put all the presents underneath the Christmas tree because they left the blinds open. So I was like, so yeah, we must have been about maybe about 10, 9, 8 and 9. 9 and
Yeah, it's
10.
about that age, isn't it?
Yeah, you kind of know anyway, but
You
like,
don't want to admit it in case you don't get any presents.
Mark in his email, he didn't say his age, but actually it was last year.
TCR was
Which
the big toy
Littlewoods is.
from 2021.
I don't think Littlewoods has been around for a long time, has it?
I don't know if it's still a group, Littlewoods. It might be. I don't know.
I don't remember Santa Claus. I mean, I think I just in the end figured that out for myself. But I do remember the Tooth Fairy. And I remember specifically, like, I had a tooth fall out, and I was like, I'm pretty sure the Tooth Fairy isn't real. So I'm not going to tell anyone about my tooth. I'm just going to put it under my pillow and see what happens. And of course, I woke up the next morning, the tooth is still out there. And I was just like,
Wow.
to my parents, right. Tooth did not get picked up. Why is this?
Because you didn't tell us, so we couldn't message the Tooth Fairy, obviously.
Yeah.
I have to send her an email. Obviously, that wasn't a thing back then.
Yeah, I don't really remember the Santa Claus thing. The Santa Claus.
I can't remember, in all honesty. It's man, I don't think I was that old.
I think I
Yeah.
probably just got told by someone at school. There's probably somebody who's went. Some kid by that point just said, "You a fucking idiot. Santa Claus is not real."
I think my daughter, she's 16. She doesn't want to not believe in case she doesn't get stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she knows, obviously. Really, like they all know. We all have a bit of a joke about it now. He's 13, she's 16, but they don't want to.
yeah,
They still like, yeah, he's real.
yeah. I remember when I remember when my daughter, it was like she's 12, and it was 2 years ago. She was I can't remember what it was, but it's like she was like, Santa's not real. It was like, no, but we like to pretend he is, so play along, kind of thing.
Yeah. Don't spoil the magic. Let's have some fun. Let's keep having the fun.
I remember I think it was my daughter, one of the kids in her class. His parents were Jehovah's Witnesses. And he just came to school one day and just said, no, it's total bullshit, basically, when they were all about 6.
But here, read this pamphlet.
Yeah. Read all about it in the Watchtower. Yeah.
Mark, it's good to hear from you. Thank you for that email. We didn't have anything else. Nothing from anyone else.
We've got. I haven't put the quiz in from Lord, did I?
Oh, can I just read it in the team chat or wherever it is?
It's in the show comments on Discord.
Okay, I'll just read it from there. That's okay.
Make sure you're not cheating.
I don't even know where the show comments are. Oh, they're there. Okay, so we have good old Lord and his super questions. So his first, so last week was a bit too hard. Let's see if you get any of these. I had no problems with last week's difficulty. It was all right.
It was proper hard.
Well, yeah, this is okay. What was the name for the first level in GoldenEye 007?
Did you have GoldenEye?
Yeah, it was the dam, wasn't it?
Thanks for following, Luna Dane.
Was it the dam or was it
The
the
dam?
No, was it the
It's
complex?
a snowy place, isn't it? It's a snowy place. Is that or is that?
Oh.
later on. I don't remember because I never had GoldenEye, and I've not played the new version. Oh, it's not out yet, is it?
Don't you start in sort of like a snowy place with a couple of trucks, but you do go to the dam to jump off, right?
Yeah.
And that's what
honestly couldn't even remember what happened in the fucking film. But yeah, I think that is the beginning of the film, isn't it?
All right, I'm going to click it and look. Okay.
Oh.
Biolamore Dam.
Well, there we go.
Well done.
Phrase I remembered.
I couldn't remember that name, but I do remember it was the dam level. Yeah. Nice. Did I just hear a seal?
I think I did. Yeah.
Did.
Okay. I just like how we just accept that as normal. Question number 2. Oh, actually, I saw something with a seal this week. What was it? Can't remember. Oh, it was somebody getting attacked by
An
a seal.
envelope?
I can't remember. Some video or something like that. So, it was the woman getting attacked by a seal on the beach, and she kept falling down, trying to get away from it.
Was it
It was straight
a
up.
big seal? Like,
It was a
it
good
like-
size. It was
wasn't a
definitely,
furry
you
one?
know, a furry one.
Yeah, like a baby.
Oh no, it was like
No.
a good seal. In fact, it might have been a sea lion. It looked
Yeah,
a little.
that
bit
would
like
have been pretty
sea lion.
scary, I reckon.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah, it was good size.
A very large dog or a small bear size.
Small
Yeah,
bear.
it was definitely very.
I definitely would want to get knocked over by a small bear.
It was definitely large dog size.
Yeah.
They are sea dogs anyway, aren't they?
Oh, I like
Um,
old sea dogs.
Question number 2: Where does Super Mario Land take place?
What's Super Mario Land?
Wasn't that the Game Boy Advance game?
I don't know. That's why I asked what's Super Mario Land. I know Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario World.
Yeah. I'll just say the Mushroom Kingdom.
I was going to say the Mushroom Kingdom because that's the only fucking place I know.
I don't know if that's going to fit.
Doesn't look like it fits there though.
I don't know. Should I click it?
Gonna have to.
Dinosaur Land.
How does that fit in there?
I don't know. It did.
Apparently it's Wii U,
No.
Baron says.
Super Mario Land was Wii U? Really?
Probably did something clever
Baron,
with the tablet.
are you sure? Okay, and number 3, what was the profession of Alan Wake?
Oh, I know this one.
I think I know this one.
Wasn't he? I'd never played it, but I thought it was like a journalist or something.
He was an author.
Yeah, I thought he was I was going to say a writer, but Neil's got a much better word for it. Author.
Waxel in the chat got author as well.
Author? Everyone's saying author? Writer. I'll take that.
A battery
Thanks very much.
kleptomaniac, apparently. Baron's obviously played the game.
Thanks for that, Lord. Awesome.
Nice
Appreciate
work.
it. Yep.
Awesome.
A little bit, a bit more of a chance on that one. Shame we didn't get Dinosaur Land.
Bloody Dinosaur Land.
Who had a Wii U though? Fucking hell, come on.
I had a Wii U.
Okay.
Fucking hell, come on. It was all right, the Wii U.
Yeah, about 2 years.
You wouldn't say it was good then. It was all right.
Yeah, it was all right.
It was all right.
Had some good games on it.
Yeah, I believe that is the case. Unfortunately, there was only about 2.
I'm just going to interject with a couple of things here before we move on.
Oh,
to
we're
what we've
getting
been
some
doing.
admin done, are we, on the show or something?
Well, I was thinking, I'm trying to get into the habit of, that's what I was trying to do. Trying to get into the habit of making notes and coming up with things that we should talk about, right? As the week goes on. I put some notes in my phone, but I've turned my phone off.
Ooh, look at you with your modern technology.
But there are a couple of things. One of the things that came up, which I wanted to just touch on very briefly and just see what the take was. Did you follow any of this Bayonetta stuff? I know that the veteran. So the story.
Everyone
of
looks
course,
a bit silly, didn't they? Because they were jumping on it straight away. They
Yeah.
didn't listen to both sides of the story.
Yes, Neil's got the right take on that. People failed to do their critical thinking, didn't they? I think.
So I missed all this.
Okay. So basically, the original voice actor for Bayonetta tweeted this week that, or at the end of last week, that she had been offered $4,000 to do the voice acting for Bayonetta 3.
She did this in a video on whatever was it on? I assume it was on Twitter where I first saw about it.
Yeah,
And
there were definitely like 3
it went
videos she put up,
at one point. I read it had over 1.3 million views or something like that.
So
which is
what
more
was
which is more than Bayonetta sells.
No, it sold $450 million worth. Apparently,
Oh
did she
yeah,
say?
right. Apparently,
so she was saying that they weren't offering enough money.
she went off on a massive rant, basically saying they offered me $4,000. I'm,
I
the
didn't spend
voice of
7 years at
Bayonetta.
acting school to get offered $4,000. Blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
and 4 years under the tutelage of Mr. Throat Vendor or whatever like that, whatever the fuck his name is, right? And she was just saying that there was
It was
450.
derisory, basically, because she was
Yeah,
key to the success of the game and all that sort of stuff.
$450 million in sales, and she was key to it, and all this sort of stuff. Well, I don't know if she said that, but and then she was going about merchandising as well, which I don't know, whatever.
I think
Anyway, so the
she
internet,
wanted a cut of. She wanted like residuals, I think they called it, didn't she? She
something
wanted
like
a
that.
basic
Yeah,
pay plus residuals, like so obviously a cut of whatever they sell of the game.
yeah. And to be fair, I mean, on the face of it, everyone's a bit like, yeah, $4,000. That doesn't sound like much. That sounds like a load of
No.
bullshit, to be honest. Like if they're offering you $4,000 to do that. But then Jason Schreier did a little bit of digging, and it turned out that she'd been offered 4 sessions or 5 sessions at $4,000 each. And each session was what, like less than a day's worth of work or something like that. So she was going to do about 4 or 5 days worth of work and get paid 20 grand. So
It's only a fucking video game. It's not a movie.
yeah, it was just interesting that, and then the woman who they had hired to take over it, of course, I can't remember her name now, but
Jennifer Hale, who I
Jennifer Hale,
recognise. I don't know what she's done. I do know the name.
Femshep, I think she was.
Oh,
She
right,
like
yeah,
people were
maybe, yeah,
saying it.
that's right.
Then she started to get a load of shit, right?
Yeah.
Of course, and then people are shouting, we're going to boycott the game. Veteran gamers. Stu is guilty of this. He was shouting about boycott. No,
he didn't say.
Actually, Stu didn't say he would
He
boycott
just
the
said it
game.
didn't sound right, so he wasn't really interested anymore. That's what I remember him saying. He was
Who
like,
said
"It doesn't sound like
no,
Bayonetta."
Mike and Duke said they're boycotting the game.
Yeah,
But
because
that's because they don't want
they
to
were
play
not
it.
going to play it anyway.
Anyway, the internet went mad with their pitchforks or whatever. It was just an interesting little.
Because what's his name?
Flare up.
Hideo is it? That's his name, not Hideo. Hideaki. What's his name? Kamiya, is it? The guy who does it.
Yeah, something like that.
He's left
Kamiya.
Twitter after because he got so much shit. He just closed his Twitter account.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was just interesting. But I mean, I wonder what the impact is. I mean, she can't have done herself any favors.
No,
I'm guessing she won't be working again.
No, he's gonna.
Because I was sitting there trying to think about it, and I was like, okay, so she got offered, let's say, call it 20 grand. She got offered 20 grand to go into the studio 4 or 5 times and do 4 or 5 hours worth of work. Not saying 4 or 5 hours worth of work, but to go in and put a shift in, right? Let's say, all told, even with some of the stuff she does in the background, she gets paid 20 grand for a month's worth of work. That's not bad coin, right? And then I started extrapolating it out a little bit. And I was like, well, how much does it cost to do all this stuff? Like, so you got 20 grand for her to do the voices. You probably got another
There's
3,
other
4,
voices.
5, 6 voice actors, right? They're all, let's call them 10 grand each, right? So you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, up to 60 grand, plus studio times, plus sound engineers, plus. So even before you've
editing
done anything, editing, right, exactly.
Yeah.
So where are you with just the voices alone? Are you up to 100, 200 grand? 300 grand as a cost for doing the voices? That's just the voices. Let alone developers who've been working on Bayonetta 3 for the last 3 or 4 years.
And the rest, probably.
And the rest maybe? Like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of these people who are working for 4 or 5 years. Okay, let's say that you're a guy who does some of the graphics for, I don't know. I mean,
unless they
no
farm it
expert.
out to like India or something.
It always gets farmed out to different developments of studios and stuff, but it's only like contractual work. So like, here's 20 grand, design the backgrounds.
Yeah.
So like there is a saving of overhead there. Like they don't actually have to pay staff, but there's
I
still
don't think they would. I don't know how they
an
work, but that
outlay.
seems not like the sort of image you have of a software like a game development is all in house, isn't it? Usually, you might have contractors, but there's like
I think you'll be surprised, actually. But
Oh, I think
Well,
a lot more of them have moved to the model of outsourcing, right?
mm,
That's the outsourcing what they can. But I mean, that's by the by. You still got to pay for it, no matter whether you have it done in
mm.
house or whether you have it
mm.
done out of house.
But it's
And
more of
I
a
and
risk,
I
surely. Like they're quite secretive. All these people, like they don't want their stuff getting leaked out. Look what
Well, it's,
happened
no,
with
well,
Rockstar.
yeah, it's all contracted, so yeah, and so yeah, and the stuff that they're working on is so like say they're just like wall art. Like you get a studio to do all the wall art, you can't really leak. Oh look, the new wall art for Bayonetta looks like a great checkered.
There's some bricks from the castle.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I just was sitting there thinking about it, and I don't know.
Costs a lot of money to make a video game.
It costs a lot of money to make a video game. There's more people. What was interesting was something else I read about
Imagine a
Guillermo.
Ubisoft game. How much it costs to make a Ubisoft game before they finish one of them? There's fucking thousands of people in the credits for them, and they don't put everyone on there.
No.
It just left a little bit of a bad. The more I think about it, it just left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. To Guillermo del Toro, who's just produced this new Pinocchio movie, was quoted this week about how he is putting the graphic artists up on the same sort of level of acknowledgement in the credits as anyone else. He's like, these guys do as important a job as anybody else, whether they be voice actors, whether they be so and so, whether they be whatever, whatever. And so I don't know. I hope I'm not, I hope I'm not wrong, but I just can't help thinking, do you know what? I feel like she's just done no favors to her or the work that she does, in doing that. She's tried to sort of pedestal herself up there.
Well, did she say like how much would be a fair amount for her to do the work? Like because like what was her expectation of it? Like that's
Well,
what I
I
want to know.
said there was definitely something about getting a cut of the sales that I saw somewhere, but whether she said that or I don't know.
So yeah, but basically, what is her expectations? Like millions? Like, does she want?
Well,
Like
she wants a cut of that 450 mil
well,
that allegedly they've made.
20
Which
grand
is
is 20 grand
completely
is a cut of that. It's a very small cut. Like, what is her realistic expectation?
Yeah. Well, I don't think she said.
She is like effectively the main character in that show.
Right.
Like if it was a movie star, she's like the main one, the main character.
Her name is not front
Well, I
and
wouldn't have a fucking clue who she was.
No.
Well, the problem is, I mean, she's just totally illustrated the fact that
We know about her, who she
she's
is now.
completely replaceable, right?
Yeah, but apparently
You know?
not, because it doesn't sound like Bayonetta anymore. So
I don't know. I didn't. Well, she's been
It's like there was a
replaced.
lot
I
of
mean,
stuff
but
about
don't forget. I mean, nobody
was
would
like-
ever have thought that Snake, David Hayter, would
Yeah.
be replaced as the voice of Snake. But lo and behold, Kojima kicked him out, and then started
And he
honking
was a
on,
big name, yeah.
honking on
Kiefer.
what's his face to get him in. Yeah, to get Kiefer in there.
He must have cost a bit more than David Hayter, you'd have thought, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely, for sure.
That's why.
And did
That's
anybody
why
want?
Konami binned off Kojima, because the fucking Metal Gear Solid 5 probably cost about 20 mil.
Oh, man, Kojima
And
was
the
just—he
rest.
was just so far gone loopy on that sort of stuff. None of us wanted David Hayter to be replaced. He is Snake, as far as we were all concerned.
Is he, or was he Big Boss? I don't have a fucking clue what's going on in that game.
Well, now there we go.
Or Liquid Snake.
Is there a Smoky Snake?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just got a big reef.
Gas Snake, Solid Snake, Liquid Snake. It's the various states of matter state.
Someone's been doing their son's homework this week.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I just thought that was interesting, and just to add a little bit to the conversation.
We could have a hot
It'll be-
topic of the week every week, Fraser, if you could be asked.
It can be ours, as you can clearly see.
We can this week.
And then the other thing that piqued my interest this week was Resident Evil 4 had its trailer, the remastered version of Resident Evil 4.
Did you see the dog?
No, I didn't see the dog. Did they show the dog?
There's a dog in a bear trap or something in the first game, isn't there?
Oh, there is. Yeah.
And you can
I mean,
release it. You can release it and free it in the first game, but it's
spoilers.
It's completely fucked in the second in the remake. Apparently.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was in the trailer.
I'm gonna end up playing that game again. I know it. I can't wait. If they can sort out a little bit of the playability on that game,
I think it's going to be a lot better than the original to play.
Yeah.
If you play the new one and then you went back to the old, you'd be like, fuck me, I can't play this anymore. It's fucking bad.
I think you'd find that with a lot of the old games.
Old games are old. Yeah, so those are a couple of things. Oh, did my phone load up? I did have something else in my notes. Let me see what it was. Hang on a second.
This is good. It's like a proper show.
Is it? Yeah. I had in my notes. Oh no, did I even write in the note?
Oh god. Did you not save it?
No, I never wrote it. I never saved it.
I'll remember that. I don't need to write it down.
Yeah, I've forgotten it, whatever it was. Balls. It wasn't anything important anyway, obviously. Maybe I changed my mind halfway through. Okay, I'll get better, I promise.
Good.
Oh, that was the other thing. Oh, hang on a second. No, I know what I did. I did do it. I figured out a way to put the show document onto my phone, so I added it into the what have we been doing section already. So I'll carry on with that, shall I?
You managed to put Google Docs on your phone.
Impressive stuff. Yeah, so I watched the documentary on XCOM, which was on YouTube.
The OG XCOMs.
Original game.
Yeah, well, pretty much the
history,
the history of where they all came from, and I think the guy's name is Jason Gollop.
Julian Gollop, I believe it is.
Julian Gollop. Yeah, there you go. So show how much
it came from. It's basically not a carbon copy, but similar to an earlier game that he did.
Oh, God, well, if you were to watch the documentary, Dave, you would see that he started off. Yeah, it's on a YouTube documentary, and it's about an hour and a half long. But it's really, really. I didn't watch it all. I gotta put my hand. I watched as far up to I think just past where he got Lords of Chaos, which was what I was really interested in. But it starts off where he started programming on a BBC Micro, then he went to a ZX81 or whatever it was, then the Spectrum, and then all these games that he did on all of them. And it's really interesting because it shows how he started off with, or has this whole thing running through all of his games. He was basically brought up on sort of those board games and strategy games types of things, and developed those running through. I was particularly interested because around about when he got to, I think it was, I can't remember which one it was, whether it was the Spectrum or something, but he'd done Laser Squad, which I loved. I played a lot of Laser Squad.
Definitely on a Commodore 64. I'm not sure it made it to the Spectrum. I can't imagine that was.
It was, yeah, it was on the. I think it was on the Spectrum. Oh no, I don't know where the Laser Squad was.
It was on Amiga and Commodore 64 as well.
It was definitely on the Amiga. Anyway, Laser Squad and Lords of Chaos were the two games of his that I absolutely had a ball playing with Matt when we were younger. Can you remember the name of the antagonist in
I
Laser
fucking
Squad?
don't remember much about it other than I was very shit at it.
Yeah, it was fun. But yeah,
if you're into games, I think that was like 95% in all the video game magazines. It was like, whoa, that's amazing.
It was a crash smash.
Was it? I don't think it was.
A Zap Sizzler or whatever.
It was in Zap, I think. Or well, maybe I don't know what fucking Amiga mags came out. I didn't have an Amiga, so maybe I think Laser Squad might have been on the Atari ST that I had it. Maybe.
I think Laser Squad was the one where things started to really cement that series with some of the strategies and some of the things like the fog of war or whatever like that, where you couldn't see, where the enemy was. You had no idea. And they also put in the ability to not make any moves on your turn and then if they came into your line of sight, you got an automatic shot on them. I can't remember what they call that.
Overwatch.
But yeah, sort of that Overwatch sort of thing. I have not fed the dog.
Have you seen all the texts?
Bye. Dog has not
You
been
need a
fed,
red,
everyone.
need a red light outside your room.
Yeah, right. On air. So anyway, I watched that. That was pretty good. What I'll do is I'll just try and find out the name of the name of it. But if someone wants to get going on what they've been up to, Dave, do you want to talk us through what you've been up to, mate? I don't think I've got anything else to add.
Yeah. So, update from last week. I found out yesterday I'm keeping my job. Well, I'm not keeping
Oh,
my.
mate, you put us through all that, and now
No,
it's
I'm not keeping my job. I'm being reallocated into a different role.
okay.
So, from what they told me, they value my knowledge and expertise. Unfortunately, there's the role that I have at the present is redundant, but they are creating a new role, which is kind of like a joint in IT project admin. It's kind of like a jack of all trades. They want to keep me because they know sort of I'm very knowledgeable
Can't
about
replace you, Dave.
all the systems. So I wasn't supposed to go
You should
through
be
an
getting a
interview
pay rise.
process. Yeah, fucking right. I should have gone through an interview process, but because nobody else went for it, because everybody else read the job spec of the new one, went, that's for Dave. Nobody else went for it, basically. Because they kind of, it was weird how it was written out. It was like, if I was going to make a CV, like, that's how I'd write it, and like everything that I'm good at. So yeah, it was a bit weird. But unfortunately, some people have been let go. So I had to go into the well, I didn't have to go into the office. I went into the office today, and said bye to some people that I've been working with for nearly 10 years. Yeah, it's pretty shit. So happy I've got a job. Feel fucking terrible because I've still got a job.
Bittersweet, isn't it?
Yeah. So they've all got my numbers. One of them is going to go for a job, or has got an interview for a job of a place that I previously used to work for, and I'm still very good terms with them. I still speak to a couple of them on WhatsApp, so I'm down as a reference for her if needed. And yeah, one of the girls is like, yeah, that's the best thing ever. Like, I literally didn't want to work anymore.
Oh yeah.
And like she'd been working there for like 15 years, and like it's got not a great payoff, but it will tide her over for a little bit. And then yeah, another one, Noodle, he was don't know what he's doing. He's got to hand in stuff in next week, and yeah, it's just like he's a developer on a very niche product, but if he gets in the right role, he'll like double his salary. But it's like, he's excited about it, but also like, oh fucking hell, I've got to go out for a new job. So yeah, it's really weird. And now the whole redundancy word has been said at work. Fucking everybody's like just panicking. Is it going to hit our teams next? If they're making the support teams go, like where are they going to try and cut next? So it's a really weird atmosphere. So yeah, it's not great. I'm sure it's settled down, but yeah, it's a bit of a weird one at the moment. So while I've been worrying about that, I've rewatched. I don't know if anybody else has seen this. Avenue 5.
No.
Yeah, it's got Hugh Laurie,
Oh, right.
Doctor House in it, and it's a.
I think as Englishmen, for us to reference Hugh Laurie as Dr. House. I mean, surely there must be something we can reference him at as a little bit
Hugh and
closer.
Laurie.
Yeah, Hugh and Laurie.
Yeah.
Is
The king, or is he the
he
prince?
was the
in
Prince
Blackadder
Regent in
2?
Blackadder 3, Blackadder the Third.
Yeah. No, not Darling, was it? That was the other one. Yeah, because Fry
Stephen
was
Fry
the
was in more, I think, than he was. To be
yeah.
honest. I don't know. He
Um,
was. What was his name? George.
Jeeves
His name
or
was
Worcester.
George in the
Bertie
fucking
Worcester.
in the Blackadder that goes forth or whatever, the World War one. He
yeah.
was definitely. I think his name was George. He was a cat. He was like a stupid idiot, wasn't he? He was always an idiot.
Yeah.
But then Blackadder was the only clever one in those TV shows, I think, supposedly, wasn't he?
Well, he
He
thought
was just
he
always
was.
getting shafted.
Yeah, he thought he was the clever one, but like his puns never went.
Speaking
to,
of Blackadder,
Go
I haven't watched it tonight, but guess what was on TV tonight?
Blackadder.
No. Ben Elton's Friday Night Live is back this evening,
I did actually see that was.
but I
coming
forgot to
now.
watch it because I was asleep. It was on at 9
No.
o'clock, so I was just wake up. So I'll be checking that out, see what that is. Bet it's awful.
Probably. If anybody hasn't seen it, another thing with Hugh Laurie, I just had to remind myself what it was called. The Night Manager.
Yeah, I've
If
heard a
you
lot of
haven't
good things
watched
about that.
watch it. It's
Is that the
on
one with
Netflix.
Loki?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
It's
Yeah, it was really good.
amazing. Like, yeah.
I can't remember
like,
Hugh Laurie in it though. What did he play in that?
he was the
he
baddie.
just? Oh,
He-
that's right. Yeah,
He
yeah,
was the
yeah,
arms
yeah.
dealer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You kind of like when he came on screen, he's oh okay, and he's like, actually no, he's not a really nice person.
Yeah, that
And
was very good. Yeah.
it was such a good sort of portrayal of and your expectation actually, and then what actually happened on screen, and how he presented himself is yeah, it was a good change. So
So
yeah,
Avenue.
so Avenue 5. The premise of this TV show is it's 2060, and
Oh, I don't know. I
interstellar
have seen. I saw the first one of this. I think.
interstellar space tourism is a thing. And it's got quite a few famous people in. The other really famous person that's got in is the snowman from Frozen, Olaf. I can't remember the actor's
He's
name.
literally a snowman from Frozen in this TV show.
Yeah. But he's like the idiot billionaire whose company it is, and he's on this space tourist ship. Something goes wrong, and they get the course back to Earth is not 8 weeks; it's like 3 years.
Oh yeah.
And there's about 8 or 9 episodes in it. And like it all goes wrong all the time. They're trying to fix things. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's a really good watch. It was shot and shown before COVID, and there's a really funny sequence where people don't believe what is being said, and then being graphically and violently shown in front of them actually what's happening, and they still don't believe it. It's but the reason I'm watching it is there's a season 2 being shown on Sky Max, I think it is in the UK. But I was like, I don't like watching things weekly. I'll just watch Avenue 5, the first season again, and I watched all that in a week. So yeah, it was that's good. Watch it if you can. And then the last thing I was going to talk about, I don't know if I said about this last week, but I'm going to Blackpool on Monday.
I think we might have
Unlucky.
talked about it.
So I've
Well,
never
on
been back
purpose.
on purpose, yeah, to see the lights. We've got a hotel on the boulevard, never been up there before. It's probably going to be shit. I think the whole point of it is it's pretty shit.
Lord
So
says Blackpool is a dump.
yeah, yeah.
It's all
I
right
can
at night
imagine
because you
it.
can't see all the heroin addicts dying in the alleyways.
We went to
So-
Blackpool and saw the lights when I was a kid. I was like, oh yeah, these nice lights are nice. Place is a dump.
Yeah, I can imagine. So we're staying on the boulevard where all the lights are. We'll drive up it once. We'll go back. We'll go back to the hotel. We'll find, I don't know, somewhere to buy some sticks of rock, play some penny machines.
Don't go off the front. Just don't.
No. Yeah.
Make sure you keep your wallet in your front pocket.
Yeah, on a chain. And then
I mean, Lord says Blackpool's a dump. I remember it not being that great, but it could be good. I don't know. I mean, you can go down to go.
Promenade
Maybe
is
you'll get
okay, but the rest
maybe.
is like Beirut as well.
Well, I mean, go on holiday with his family, so let's try and big it up a bit. I mean, I'm sure it's
So-
gonna be nice. The Rock's
so-
probably gonna be good. The penny slots
Yeah.
gonna be
There's
killer.
the Pepsi Max roller coaster there, isn't it? Is that where that is?
I don't know.
Is that Blackpool? Hang on.
Blackpool.
That's the
PlayStation.
Passage de Terror place, isn't it? That's where. That's at Blackpool, isn't it?
Passage de Terre. I don't know.
Yeah, you have to do that.
What is
I'm
it?
sure it's right near the entrance to the. What do you call it? Is it a theme park? I don't know if you could call it a theme park.
Pascal de Horror.
Yeah, it's
Well
funny.
said.
My mates, I went in with my mates, and they were screaming, and I was just laughing. It's just fun as fuck. Real people jumping out at you and all that sort of shit,
Okay.
and chasing you with fucking chainsaws.
I'll have a look at that actually, because that's something that my daughter would like.
Blackpool is one big horror. Lord's on form tonight.
So yeah, so we're gonna do that, and then on Tuesday, we're gonna go into Manchester, do a little bit of shopping.
Brilliant.
Yeah, just go
Touring
to
the
centre.
Northwest.
Yeah, I mean, you're really pushing the boat out on this
I
one.
dunno.
So they're celebrating keeping your job.
Yeah. Well, I booked all this. Right, I booked the week off next week because the kids are off, and I thought, fuck it, I want to use some of my holiday. And like was literally like, what is there to do? What can we do for cheapish? So I thought, fuck it, we'll go up there. We'll see that. We'll do a bit of shopping on the Tuesday. Drive down and so I might actually be doing some streaming next week as well.
Oh, nice.
Because I'll be off work. I've been
So
doing a
how
lot
long are you
more
going
if
away
I
for?
Didn't work. Just a night. It's literally we're going up.
I
to
wouldn't go any further longer than that.
yeah, we're going up on a Monday. We're driving up about.
Hopefully, you'll be back on Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So yeah, driving up on a Monday, staying one night, going to Manchester on a Tuesday, and then coming back down on the same day. So yeah. So yeah, that's it really. That's my week. Pretty shit week working. Yeah. I've got next week off, so they can go fuck themselves for a week. And then I'll go back and then I'll see what this new job actually entails, well, rather what they told me, and yeah, fun times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, at least it's not the worst news. I mean, the
No, it
Blackpool
could
is
have
the
been
worst news, isn't it? I mean,
You've inflicted that upon yourself, though. So
yeah.
sure, the lights will be very nice. You'll still have fun.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
just keep
If you
everyone
can get a donkey,
everyone you
if
love
you
close to you.
if you can squeeze in a donkey ride on the beach, and that's what you need to do. Oh, that'd be awesome. Isn't that what everyone does? Or
It's
go
quite-
down
the beach was
freezing.
empty when we went. It was fucking
Of
freezing
course.
though.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking freezing. Go down to the beach and have an ice cream, frozen, shivering on the side.
Have some nice jam donuts on the beach. Even the
I had
donkeys have
forgotten
left,
to,
apparently.
Before Neil gets his go, I forgot to say I did watch the finale of She-Hulk, which Marcanix had warned me about. I'm gonna say, Marcanix, you were slightly right. It horrendously broke the fourth wall. I don't know whether I really liked that in the end. It was all right. It was all right. It was, you know. But I look forward to more of a second season of that. And then they had the finale of The Lord of the Rings, which was, I thought, great. Nice ending to that to make you go, ooh. I'm definitely not spoiling that if for anyone who hasn't seen it. But it was, it was good. I liked it.
I
enjoyed
nearly
that season.
started it today, but I didn't.
Well done.
I was flicking through Amazon Prime for something or other. I was like, oh yeah, better watch that. There was something else on there that caught my eye, though. A new thing called The Peripheral, but no, I didn't get into that one. Watch something else
No,
instead.
you nearly watched that as well.
I didn't nearly watch that. I was just like, that looks interesting. But I'd finished my ironing.
How close did you get to watching like Lord of the Rings? Did you like nearly press the button?
No, I didn't. It wasn't even there. I don't think. But I'd been watching something else while doing the ironing, and I'd finished what I was going to do ironing, so I was just flicking through to see what was on and whether I'd add stuff on. But yeah, I watched 4 or 5 episodes of Only Murders in the Building Series 2, which I watched the first season of quite a while ago, which is the thing with Steve Martin Short, and Selena Gomez, where they do a podcast where someone gets murdered in their old building. They do a podcast, and yeah, they try and solve the murder, and loads of other shit goes on. It was fucking cool. And the season 2 has been very funny too. Possibly funny.
What's that?
Only Murders in the Building. It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen-
funny.
I've,
It's funny.
I've seen it advertised, but I haven't actually seen it, like, watched it.
Yeah, I've been chuckling away. There's several
Okay.
moments that have properly creased me up. So it's
I'm
well
not
good.
sure if I think my wife watched the second season of that. You know, she liked it. I didn't really.
It's funny.
I forgot to tell you, I watched that Werewolf by Night on
Oh,
Disney
yeah.
Plus as well. Yeah, it's not a season; it's only just a one-off.
Okay.
But yeah, it's definitely worth a
that
watch.
on there
Definitely
when I
worth a
was
watch.
flicking. I haven't been on Disney. I got a notification saying you've only got a month left of Disney Plus. So I was like, I'll best cancel that before they fucking charge me. And I've paid for another month of Apple Plus without watching anything. So, and then I was looked at Slow Horses is coming back for season 2 in December, which is a thing with
That
Gary
was with
Oldman.
Gary Oldman.
Yeah, that was fucking
that's
brilliant.
good.
That was
that on
brilliant.
Apple?
It's on Apple, yeah.
Okay.
First week of December, the second season starts.
Right.
So I could have a month off, I guess, for November, and then get back into it again in December. But yeah, it's only saved me a fly. So yeah,
Right.
I did actually watch some telly while I did some ironing. But
well done.
Yeah, Lord says he's sick of all these subscriptions. I'm like, yeah, there's too fucking many to keep track of now. This is what we all wanted. Just cherry pick what you want and end up having to fucking pay for everything.
Well, you don't have to pay for everything.
You
You
don't
just
have
fucking
to,
cancel
but
it.
you do if you want to watch everything.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you go to a restaurant, you want to eat everything, you got to pay for it, right? I mean,
okay. Fucking got a new.
This basic economics here. I don't know whether
I
we
got
need
an
to
email
spell
from
this out.
YouTube to say my YouTube Premium's going up to £20 a month.
Yeah, well, you could cancel some of these, Neil.
I have. I didn't really pay for.
You don't
Disney
watch
Plus,
Prime. You
No, but I
nearly
use
watch Prime. Oh, okay. Do you get your money's worth out of Prime?
I think so. Generally,
Okay.
Yeah, I've got.
it's
two
quite. You have to pay.
subscriptions
If you have to
at
pay for
Prime.
delivery on stuff, it's quite expensive. Like
Yeah. I've got Netflix and Prime, and we use them daily.
I don't use them
Right.
personally, but other people in the family use quite a lot of stuff. Like
Yeah,
Netflix.
lots of
I don't
some-
watch
some
much
game-
Netflix, but
some great free games on Prime. I've never used that. I've never.
I claim the games and never play them. All of what I've started to notice, like with PlayStation Plus, with Game Pass, with Amazon Games, with the Humble Choice, all of these subscription game services all have the same fucking games on at different times. Like I had my latest update from PlayStation today to say, look at all these games coming to PlayStation Plus, and I was like, they've all been on Game Pass, every single one of them. I think Ho Ho Kum, that was on Game Pass, wasn't it? and fucking all the Dragon Quest stuff. I was like, that was on there ages ago.
Mm.
Definitely, obviously, has just hit Game Pass and PS Plus at the same time. It's on Humble Choice this month.
So do you think we're getting saturated of the
Like,
actual games now?
obviously, like the things that differentiate the games, particularly, is like the exclusive stuff. So all the Xbox stuff. The Game Pass is still the best one, especially because I don't actually pay for it. I've got enough for 12 months in points.
Oh, I had to buy some Roblox. The daughter guilted me into buying her some Roblox for my points the other day. I was like, how many? That's like 3 months of Game Pass. Oh.
Yeah. So
Yep, that's how they get you.
Yeah.
Okay, well then.
Also, Uncharted's on Steam now. It is. It's just came out today, I think.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I've played that though. I haven't played Lost Legacy though.
All right. Should we move on to what we've been playing?
I suppose. Who's going
Dave,
first?
do you want to start?
Yeah, I can start. It's not a huge amount for me.
So we can beat you into submission at the end with Hunt Showdown.
Spoilers.
So I've been playing some more X4 Foundations. Not too much, but I'm definitely generating my own empire. In that I'm a lot larger than some of the other sort of main factions that sort of populate the galaxy. Lots of management and flying around. To be honest, it did get a bit much midway through the week with everything going on, because it does take a lot of concentration that I didn't actually sort of I looked at it, was like, no, I just can't do it. I can't put myself through it anymore. So
There
yeah.
is. It's funny you say that, because like even today, like I played a couple of rounds, a couple of games this morning, and I had some spare time today, and I was like, you know what? There are a couple of things went on with work. I was stressed out, and I was like, you know what? I just need to just not. I can't do it. I can't do it. I need to put my head in a place where I need something different. I need to get away from. I need to get away from the screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you read a
It's
book?
okay to. It's okay. I am reading a book right now, and shall I tell you what I'm reading? I got a
Can
book
do.
from the library. I'll just nip in and just take Dave's
Mm.
spot from him. But if you go onto the Discord on the veteran, I think maybe it's the Joysticks and Chill. Yes, they are still a thing apparently. On the Joysticks and Chill Discord, people were posting what books they had, and John Mouse posted a book which I went to the library. They did not have. I think he might have posted a couple of books. Neither of them were there.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
He's gone.
Fraser left the building.
He's gone.
He's back.
Fucking, I tell you what I'm going to do.
Buy a new computer.
I'm going to buy another. I was looking at upgrading my PC. And I was thinking about selling, do I sell the components if I don't need them, whatever like that. I'm just gonna pull that PC up here. Fuck it. I've had enough of this laptop. It's shit. Like fucking laptops. Anyway, enough of
Camera.
that. Oh, my camera as well. God damn it. Yeah. So anyway, but Kim had recommended a book called The Kaiju Preservation Society. So I started reading that. So
Okay.
basically the premise of that is that every time there's a nuclear explosion on Earth, it rips a hole in the space-time to an alternative, which allows kaijus, which exist. You know what kaiju is, right? Godzilla.
Godzilla's and
Godzilla's,
stuff.
yeah,
Giant
mega
moths.
monsters.
Mega monsters, yeah.
Yeah.
It allows them to come through, and
Good.
so they start to explain the fact that that's why Godzilla movies exist, because
That's why they're in Japan.
around about the time of them first testing nuclear bombs in wherever it was in the South Pacific, that ripped a hole,
They
allowed a
did
few
actually
Godzillas
drop a
through.
nuclear bomb in Japan. Or two, actually.
Oh well, they did. Oh yeah, they did that too. Yeah, of course they did. Oops,
Yeah.
sorry, let's not forget that. But anyway, so yeah, and then this guy basically, a bit like Dave, loses his job or doesn't lose his job, and gets hired by this guy. In fact, it's very much like you, Dave. He basically gets completely down. He gets told he's being booted out, but they offer him another position, being a delivery driver. And then he ends up delivering to a friend of his, who talks to him and finds out that he needs a job and says, "Well, look, we're looking for someone. Come and see us. Come to this special location and do an interview." And he gets taken on up to join the Kaiju Preservation Society, who basically were anyway. So that's it.
It's like the
I'm not.
opposite of Pacific Rim.
Yes, yeah, that's right. It's the Greenpeace version. So I'm not 100% sure I actually like this book. I'm just going to say that from the outset here. But I wanted to give props anyway to the
People
Joysticks and
recommending
Chill
books.
Discord. Yeah, people recommending books. You know what? It's crazy. Like, that's all I need is somebody just to go, here, read this book, and I'll read it. You know, other than that, I won't get off my arse to read a book. But if someone says, here, you should read this,
What about
that's enough
video
for me.
games? Okay.
Yeah, but the problem with video games is I'm already playing video games.
Yeah. Video game.
Anyway, sorry,
No plural.
I took away from Dave talking about.
So that was on the last play decks on Monday or Tuesday. And I was just like, no.
So you fancy something a bit easier, a bit less work, did you?
I was mentally spent, and that's why, to be honest, that's why I watched Avenue 5, the whole series of it. Because like it's easy watching something and not participating in it. But yesterday, I found out they were doing a new add-on. Oh my god, brain thinking.
Don't worry about thinking.
DLC for RimWorld.
I saw you were playing this today.
So yeah.
Yeah, so that's a lot easier and less hassle than X4, is it?
Well, I think so. Yeah.
It's just like a comfy pair of slippers.
It's pretty much. Yeah.
It's for you.
It is for me, yeah. So this new DLC called Biotech, it basically builds on a lot of the very popular mods that have been around for a little while now. And it also adds a shitload more content. I can't sort of. I could read off the expansion details and everything like that, but it's just sort of rehashing old stuff that's already out there for everybody to read. But the expansion DLC adds a lot, and I started playing this. I saw it yesterday. I think it got released yesterday or got released this morning. But I started playing it after work. And yeah, it's yes, it's like going back to an old book. It's like riding a bike. Apart from all this new shit, all this new fancy stuff that I haven't sort of played with before, and mods and stuff are really good at sort of putting in extra content. But it's funny when the actual game company incorporates it and makes it better for better art and better sort of stylization and better UI, and how you sort of interact with it. And it's like, with this one, the big thing and the thing that I was playing with having robots instead of sort of pawns. You can have robots do a lot of the labor for you. But the way they've implemented it, and robots have been in mods, and I think it's been in mods for a long time. But the way that it's actually implemented in DLC, it's so much better. Or it feels that to me. So yeah, it's I think it was quite expensive. It was 20 quid for the DLC, which is
Shocking,
expensive.
isn't it, really?
Luckily enough, I I can't remember what game I had refunded, but I already had like £10 in my
Hunt, probably.
Steam wallet. Yeah, probably. Uh,
That was a bad move.
um, I'm not sure if it was Hunt. I think it was something else. But yeah. I popped down a bit of extra coin for that and started playing it, and yeah, it was. I was playing it like up to the like 10 minutes to 10, and I was like, I really need to stop now because I've got I've got to do this thing. But it is. I can see why I'm up until like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning playing some of this stuff, because it's like, oh, just do this one thing, and then yeah, just get completely suckered in. So, yeah, I know Fraser's son's playing this
It's
at the
on
moment. I'm not sure.
consoles as well, isn't it now? Rimworld.
I'm not sure actually.
Yeah,
Is
I
Stan
think it
playing
is.
it right now? Have you seen him playing it or something?
So yeah, it keeps on coming up this with Stan. Stan is loading the game.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's.
I've given birth to it. I haven't given birth, but I've sired a young Dave, apparently.
So it's not playing at the moment, but yeah, no, it keeps on coming up that he's loading it. So or, he's started playing. So which is quite funny, really. Because yeah, I don't know many other people that play games like this, but it's like I know Stan likes
Stellaris was a big one, isn't it?
Stellaris. Yeah, he's like
Stellaris, he's all over. Prison Architect.
Rust, is he still playing Rust?
When he was, he does play Rust. Yeah, when he was young, he was playing a lot of Age of Empires. I think it was.
Okay.
Was that like some sort
So
of history, an excuse to play a history game?
no, he just liked it. I just,
RTS.
yeah, he's yeah. I don't know how he does it. I've got to say, just to address a couple of things here in the chat. One of them's casting aspersion on me, where somebody says Lord said a 4090 was incoming for me. Somebody said I doubt it, and Lord said I'm too tight. I am too tight for. You know what scares me about a 4090 is one, the price. I looked. I mean, you're into the thousands of dollars just to buy the graphics
Who'd
card.
buy a graphics card that was like
Ooh, yeah.
£1,000?
Right.
Only
Then
an
you're
idiot.
into and then the power consumption frightens
Yeah.
me, right? Then the upgrade in the monitor that you need, plus. So too
Yeah, you're
tight,
looking at
yes.
like
It's
£5,000
not
by the
being
time
too
you
tight.
finish.
I literally think it's a case of just being too poor to afford that as a gaming setup. That is a lot of gaming setup. So
You won't need to buy
yeah.
another one for a long time, will you?
Holy smokes! No, well, you wouldn't need to use
Yeah.
anything else to heat your house either.
It's like plug the central heating column into the back of your PC.
Yeah, right. And then somebody, Lord said as well, he said Dyson Sphere program is on Game Pass. I did actually download that the other day. I thought, you know what? I'm going to try this. I honestly, it's there straight away. I was like, no, I just can't do it. The spirit is willing. I want you to know this, Dave. I want you to I want some respect from you a little bit. I don't want you to be just,
I feel like I'm your wife or something with the conversation we're having at the moment. The spirit is willing, but just
it
it's
is.
just not happening.
No, I want,
You
the
need
thing
some
is,
blue pills.
the problem with these games is things like, let's call them Dave games, right? On paper, I think they're amazing. I wish part of me, probably what it is I need someone to just take me by the hand and show me how
Lead
to
you
play
through the
like a
streets
board
of
game,
Rimworld.
like a big
Yeah.
board game, right?
Yeah.
I'm just not very good. It's not that I can't understand all this stuff. It's just I can't be fucked. I
Yeah.
honestly cannot sit there and see this wall of information that I have to digest. And I
I
don't
can understand that.
and I don't exactly know why that is. And maybe it's just because it's just
Too busy reading fucking books, aren't you?
yeah,
Like a
egghead.
nerd or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just that. I don't know. Well, I don't think it.
I
Yeah,
think what it is you. Nobody likes losing, right? And but not only do not people not like losing, they don't know why they lose, and then they don't know what the lose conditions are, and then it's all of those things compounded. And games like these is that they're so complicated. There's layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of systems that interact with each other, and unless you know or are blind, like ignorant to them, like you, just looking at it, it's like there's too much here to get. And I understand it. Like, yeah, I have this sometimes. Is that there's just too much. But I get it with the reason I like these games is I can pause it. I can literally pause it and go, okay, why? And then I can look at a wiki or whatever, or watch somebody else playing it and like understanding that. And but for me, I get stressed out when you can't pause it. It's multiplayer, and it's like I don't understand why I'm not like as good. And I
So you
know
can't
like
do real time strategy. Is that what you're saying?
no, I
Can't play
can't do real
Command and
time strategy.
Conquer.
No, don't like it. Don't like that. Don't like Dota or League of Legends. Um, like it's just yeah, it's and like I need the time to sort of look at it and understand it. It's when like games like like Command and Conquer and stuff like that. It's like when I lose, like the, there was no I couldn't understand or even start to understand why I'm losing without just cheating or just like looking at the
The
min
thing with
max.
like real time strategy is the pace at which you need to work is the problem for
Yeah.
me. I'm just like I can't
Yeah.
fucking. You need to know all the keyboard shortcuts and all that shit to fucking do everything really quick.
Yeah, if you're not here by 10 minutes,
Yeah, you're fucked.
yeah, you've lost. It's like, oh great.
Yeah, I gave up
So
playing them games a long time ago.
but it's even like you know, PUBG and Hunt showed like the reason I wasn't good at them was one because like I just didn't have time to have all the patience to
Oh, it's not
get
just time you need. Trust me.
a skill. But there's lots of things about those games, especially well, we'll talk about Hunt. Is there were so many things going on, like I didn't know what to prioritize, like that I needed to, especially playing single player because I did play a few games in single player, and yeah, it was like either the zombies or the dogs or the bosses or searching down the things, and like I played a few games and I was just like I it's going to take too much time for me to learn this.
I don't. I think it's. Well, it
So
doesn't take
no,
that long
but
to suss out what you've really
what
got to do.
what I didn't know at the time, you could just like walk out. Like I
Yeah.
don't think it makes it implicitly obvious when you start playing, especially Hunt, which is quite a complicated game, is that you're still earning things. You don't have to complete all the missions or fight or anything like that. It's like if you don't want to, you don't have to engage.
Now, did you
But
ever play with anyone though, Dave, or did you go in and
no,
play on your own?
yeah, I played
Yeah,
with
I
a couple
see.
of people.
Oh, you did play with some other. No, but play with friends. Like, I think
No,
that's what you need.
rando.
No,
Yeah.
I see. I think that's the thing with all,
Are we just
something
going
like
to talk
Hunt.
about Hunt now?
Sure.
I might as well. We're transitioning into the conversation.
I think it helps to be. See, yeah, I don't know. It's very complicated. Like mindset wise, like sometimes I'll play Hunt on my own and I hate it. I hate playing on my own.
Right.
I just feel completely intimidated by the map. Or I'll get killed straight away and I'll be so furious, But I don't know how much of that is me, how much of it is headspace. Because I had a couple of games last week where I went in on my own and I was absolutely loving being in on my own, right?
Right.
Because I had a plan. I think it's because I went in with a plan, right? I knew what I wanted to do, or I'm starting. I mean, Neil will probably back me up on this. We're not
Very
aggro
good.
players. No, I don't want to say that. Not very good. It's not fair to say that because
We have our moments.
we have had a fucking tremendous week, really. But we have been playing, but we've discovered or we've been fine tuning our game style, our gameplay. That is just probably not the same as like 90% of the people who play, right?
We don't play like streamers.
We do not play like streamers. This game is probably not that great to watch when we're quite happily sit in a bush for 20 minutes.
Oh, I don't. I
waiting.
can't sit in a bush for 20 minutes. That's bullshit. I can't do that.
Well, you know what I mean.
What
like
I've done recently is when I play with Matt, I just do what Matt ever Matt says, and I stick with Matt now because it's like there's no point in trying to play any other way than how Matt wants to play. Because we were running off doing our thing, and then it's like one of us gets shot, and then you turn around and Matt's like fucking 300 meters away. You're like, okay, I guess he's not getting involved then. So I've realised at some point this week, it's like if I'm playing with Matt, I'm just going to have to stick with Matt and do what he does. Otherwise, there's no fucking point in me doing anything because I'll just be dead, and there won't be anything that's going to happen other than he'll leave me there. I'll die.
Yeah. But the funny thing about Matt, but the thing about Matt is that he is a phenomenal tactician, right? Very clever guy. And so he's with our help, with everyone working together. I mean, we have all been at it, contributing in our own ways into the tactics, in the theories and whatnot. I mean, we've actually this week have had a phenomenally successful few days on the game. Excuse me, hang on, just let me shut the door.
I had a filthy couple of kills.
Because
absolute filth we've had this
week.
Because
we ended up adopting sort of this style of literally just biding our time, setting traps, hunting. Like we're literally corralling people. They don't even know. Some of these people don't even know that they're doing what we want them to do, right? And leading them to their doom. I mean, that was the video that we posted up. Was these guys had done the work. They'd killed the boss. They'd claimed the bounties. They'd gone and claimed the other bounties as well. And we just trapped the fuck out of this place. Set ourselves away. We know the distances we need to be away from people so they can't have any idea that we're there. Sometimes we'll let them know that we're there just so that they decide not to come the way that we want them,
Right.
You're trying to push them away. They're like, oh, someone's north. Let's go to the south exit then. Well, just because that's where we've set all our traps up.
You've already set all the traps, run up to the north. And then
so the game has been running around the map, exit points, trapping the fuck out of every location, and then waiting to see where people go. Or hopefully we heard them to the place with the most traps. Right. But yeah, and then
it's an absolutely disgustingly filthy way to play.
Because that's when they're most vulnerable, really, because they're out
well, they can't. If you're within a certain range, that they can't leave. Like if you're close enough to the extract, like it won't let them leave.
The thing I like about it is that these guys, like take the video that I posted up or put in the Discord. Those guys had beaten the boss, killed whoever it was they needed.
Probably wiped another couple of teams.
Probably wiped most of the other teams on the map. So what are we going to do against these guys, right? If we were to go in on the bounty and try and fight them, we're probably going to get killed. So, but the game allows you to play a completely different style, and that style is hunting and trapping, right? And it's not always successful. Sometimes you get fucked up, right? And people kill you or whatever like that.
Well, they miss all your traps and leave anyway.
But we're having successes, right? And so you are taking out these teams who would not normally just wipe you off the face of the earth. But because I'd love to like these guys we beat the other day. I'd love to know who they were. Like, were they a bunch of like 20, 25-year-olds or something like that, full of piss and vinegar and whatever, MLG pros, right? And then there's this team who've got a combined age of about 150, right? Can barely hit the backside of a barn. But we've set up a strategy where we will fucking gank you and take your shit off you, right? It's so satisfying. It's unreal how satisfying it is.
So I'm guessing there's no function like there was in PUBG to rewatch.
Not in game. No, that's the only thing it's missing, really. I think is a replay function. That would be great to be able to go back in and watch it from like multiple camera angles and shit like that. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mystery to the game where, I mean, that's part of the charm of it as well. Is
Mm.
like there's a ton of mystery to it. Like you have no idea who is who, where they are. So
You
you're
don't get to
constantly
see their
doing,
names unless you interact with them or they pick up the bounties, do you? Like it just says
yeah,
unknown as a name, like of people that
Right.
are in there.
Because
but you'll
that
be
was
doing. Sorry, go on.
that was something that was absolutely awesome with PUBG is that people had set up like streamers you had killed, and you can like rewatch you killing a streamer on
Oh
their
yeah,
stream.
That's because
Yeah.
the
That was
APIs
absolutely
were
awesome.
available, weren't it?
yeah. There was a ton of stuff that PUBG did in terms of
That was
releasing.
because
Like,
it was set up as they wanted it to be a massive esport. That's why all that functionality was in the game.
oh yeah, I mean, PUBG did so many things like that brilliantly. You know,
Yeah,
they had
I know
that.
that was awesome. That was absolutely wicked. And like you used to post loads of videos of people dying from your hand, and it
There
was
was
just it
there was no shortage of that, and then also they brought in the full replay system, so you could go back and replay the whole
yeah
map, whole
yeah.
map.
There was I think there was first there was a 2D where you could just see the top down
Yeah, I think
map.
that was a third party thing, wasn't it?
Was that
The
That was a
2D
third
one.
party one. That one you used to fire off. I used to be watching video. Oh yeah, man, you're reminding me now. I used to
Yeah.
spend a lot of time at my desk watching PUBG replays.
Yeah, it would be absolutely awesome if the game had that.
Yeah,
Because just watching that shit, like as you say, watching the PUBG one, watching the old games like that, and seeing these strategies come into play and how you push teams and stuff.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
fun.
it continues to be great. I mean, I guess we don't probably want to sit and riff on about Hunt for too long, but it's been good. It still
Yeah.
continues to be good. It's
Yeah.
still like it's still we're still learning.
Not
every
tired
game.
of it yet. There's still it's
Yeah.
it's
Anna's in chat. Hunt.
there's still things to learn. Like the thing is now Matt's leveled up to a 4-star MMR, so we're dragging in better players now into our games.
Yeah, he's fucked us, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna have to fucking not play with him anymore.
Yeah, he's gonna have to get a Smurf account, isn't he?
Well, you have to
From
buy
all
a
the
Smurf
times we've
account,
been
don't
shouting,
you? Effectively.
it was only a matter of time before he discovered a way to victory. He did it with PUBG though, don't you remember? Like he would just weasel his way to the top like 2 or 3 every game. Like, and that's how he would, get these victories every so often. He'll do what it takes, right? He'll find a way.
It was the joke that Matt was the toilet camper.
Yeah, he's resourceful. He's
Oh,
resourceful.
you can toilet camp in Hunt as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was me done. Like for my bit. So I don't know
All
if
right, we
anybody
managed to get Hunt Showdown onto Dave's games this week. That was good.
Anything
shall I
more
go
to talk
next?
about Hunt before we move on?
I don't think so. It's not,
No,
not going to be
it
finished
was
for
on
a while,
sale, I
is it?
think, at the minute. I think it was anyway.
It looks like it's always on
Oh,
sale.
maybe it might have finished actually because the Twitch drop thing's finished. So, well, there's a new event coming on the 26th of October, so it'll probably be on sale again. It's always going on sale whenever there's something going on.
Yeah, Halloween event. I've got a few things here. Marvel Snap, right?
I've heard a
was
little
just
bit
lying-
about this.
Yeah, I was lying in bed and I was like, I want to play something on my iPad. I've got this iPad. Let's see what I can find. Marvel Snap. Actually, no, I didn't play Marvel Snap on the iPad. I saw it on the iPad. I went, no fucking way am I playing that. Then I saw that it was on Steam and it was getting overwhelmingly positive reviews.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I downloaded it, but it's very slick.
Is it
but
half
I
Sony?
don't think it's anywhere. I don't think it's got the typical thing. You drop cards. They have defense and attack. Some of them buff other cards. I mean, we've seen it 100 times. I'm not sure what's new that it's bringing to the table. I have no idea. So I
It's
don't
got
think I'm gonna
Marvel
pursue it.
characters in it. That's what's new.
Yeah. I mean, it would. You can see anyway if you play the Steam version, you can completely see it's come straight off a phone. It's a phone game, right? It's a mobile game, and that's probably where it belongs. I may go back. It's really slick. If you like, it's really slick with the Marvel stuff. Sort of thing like where when you pull out the Spider-Man card, Peter Parker goes, "It's Spider-Man's here, but I have to be home by 9 p.m." And it's quite funny, makes you chuckle a little bit.
The
or
first
whatever.
time, anyway.
Yeah, the first time. Yeah. True. So anyway, Marvel Snap, check it out if you
No,
like.
I'm not going to. I don't like Marvel anymore.
And then another one.
Before you go, Hunt Showdown is 50% off at the moment on Steam.
There you go. Find a friend to play it with. Have adventures. That's what that game is about. Like PUBG, it's about having adventures. So another card battler I tried was Plants vs Zombies Heroes on the iPad. But I'll tell you this, I've got it down. I can't even remember anything about it, even though I played it the other night. All I can remember is I think you threw down. Oh, I think you throw down. Oh yeah, You have a deck of cards. You pull the cards out onto the lanes. I don't even really see how it's much fucking different from the normal Plants vs Zombies. I don't even. I don't know. Let's not dwell on that one.
No, I won't be playing
It looks slick again.
But
It's
if you're going to play a
PopCap,
card
right?
game, play Inscription.
No.
It's on PS5 now.
Is it?
Yeah.
But what I did play that I should talk about is Arcade Paradise.
This is
Now,
what you streamed.
Yeah, I streamed this
A
on
bit.
Sunday. I bought it on Sunday morning. It was just nagging me. I was like, I gotta buy every day. You should buy Arcade Paradise. You should buy Arcade Paradise. You want to play that game? Go buy it. I was like, finally cracked. I went, okay, I'll go buy it. So it's first person, and basically you have to go work at a laundrette that your dad owns. And you go into the laundrette, and there's a bunch of washing machines, a bunch of dryers, there's a bathroom. And then when you get in there, your dad's sending you text messages or whatever that say, make sure the place is clean, whatever, da 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 da. And people bring in their laundry. Suddenly a basket of laundry will appear, and you take the basket of laundry, and then you go over to the washing machine, and you hold down your mouse button, and you put all the clothes in the washing machine, and then it takes 2 minutes. And then while that's happening, you might go off and pick up the litter, and then your bag is full, so you have to take the trash bag out round the corner of the building and throw the trash in the skip. And then you come back in, and ding, you get a message on your phone or whatever that says, washing's done. So you take the washing out, hold the left mouse button, and all the washing comes out. And then you turn around, you go to the dryer, and you hold down your left mouse button, and you put all it into the dryer. And then that goes for 2 minutes. And in the meantime, you go down, and there's some gum on a seat. And so you go to pick up the gum, and there's like a little power meter that starts swinging, and you got to click it right to get the gum off easily. And you do that, and then you get a little bit of a bonus amount of money. Oh, no, the toilet's blocked. You got to go in and plunge the toilet. Oh, drying's done. So you go out and whatever. And while you're doing all this, everything you do, you earn coin. Then you go into the back room, and there's 3 arcade machines. And you check the arcade machines, and they have some money in them. And then you go into the office, and there's a safe there, and you need to put the money in the safe, and there's a little twisty game that you play to get into the safe
You kept
or
fucking
whatever.
that up, to be honest, but it still let you open the safe. I didn't know what's going on.
Yeah, no, I got that. I figured that out. That was okay. But what's interesting is that as you start doing all this, then you suddenly realize you start having these text messages back and forth with your sister, I think it is. And you're like, these games, there's a lot of arcade games in the back. They're making some money. I think we could do better with these. Oh yeah, well, why don't you do this or that? So you can play, all the games are playable. You can go into the arcade games and play them. And they're sort of like copies of traditional games. Like one of them's a racer where you race around these streets picking up dots, which is like a Pac-Man clone. There's another one that's sort of like a Dig Dug clone. But you have a handheld, like an old
Palm Pilot.
Palm Pilot, yeah. And in there, you can change all the settings to the difficulties of the games and things like that. And that affects the revenue that the games start bringing in. And you can move the locations of the games. Like one game might do better if it's sitting in a different spot or next to another game. And then you can go online and you can order new games. And so this truck comes along the next morning and drops off. Because you've made enough money in the laundrette, you buy a new game, the game comes in, you put it in. And you can start managing all this. And apparently, because this is about as far as I got. I bought 2 new arcade games, went around, cleaned up litter, did a load more laundry, and went, I think we're done with you now. But from what I understand, there's a back room you can open, and in the end game is to turn the place into a full-on massive fucking arcade, right?
So it's more
So-
like arcade manager simulator.
Yeah, it's arcade
then,
manager
yeah.
simulator that you just sort of have to build your way up to.
There's a GTA clone.
Yeah, like there is no way that my bit looked anything like this. Oh yeah, that's the Pac-Man one. It's a cross between
Is it?
GTA and
Looks
Pac-Man.
like Grand Theft Auto, but semi 3D.
Yeah, but you have to pick
Like
up
OG
pick
Grand
up the,
Theft Auto.
Oh, I didn't know he had a gun. Oh, he's firing. Anyway, this makes for great radio. And yeah, anyway, it's just I'm glad I played it for a little while. I'm sort of I think if it comes to Game Pass, which I could imagine this will come to Game Pass, I'll pick it back up again and crack on with it. I think pick it up
You've
every
paid
so
for it.
often.
So why don't you?
Well, I refunded it. No, I refunded it. I was like,
Unbelievable.
yeah, I know.
How much you got in your Steam account now? Because we keep refunding everything.
Nothing. I refunded it straight back to the credit card.
All right.
It's worth a look, for sure. I think there's definitely something in there that a lot of people will
Do you
enjoy.
know what? It's one of them, like, there's a game here, but there's a game within the game kind of thing.
Yeah, there's about
reminds
3
me of another game that I really got into. So maybe I'll play it.
Which one was that?
The Inscription game, because you haven't played
No.
half the game.
Oh, Inscription, yeah.
There's
I
a
might
whole
go
load
back
of
to
shit
that.
that you haven't fucking seen.
It broke me, that game.
I think the first bit was really fucking hard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Alright.
It was hard, and then I figured
You
figured
figure it
out.
out. You do figure it out.
I figured it out, and then I was pretty much unstoppable every run. But then the next bit after that, I was like, this is not enjoyable. I did not enjoy that gameplay. I did not enjoy the pace. I did not enjoy
So the
suddenly
second
having
part
an
was
8-bit.
definitely a bit like, okay, what the fuck is going on here? But that wasn't I didn't find that took particularly long to get through that second part. Once you suss it a little bit, you got to just learn some new mechanics, and it's basically the same game.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, maybe I just had enough by that point.
But the third part is where it really is the best bit.
Really? Okay. Yeah, so that's Arcade Paradise. I think generally, even though, ashamedly I refunded it or whatever, I think it's definitely something a lot of people should check out. I think that could be a real good game for some people to lose themselves in. But yeah, that's
How much is it?
I don't know. It was like $25 or something.
Oof. If it was a tenner,
I refunded
well
it because I
good.
knew that I stopped, and I probably am just not going to keep playing it. I don't think.
Yeah.
You know.
Fair
And then I was
enough.
going to buy that Potionomics that Chinny had been going on about.
You should play and
Which
finish
sounded-
Inscription before you start playing another fucking card game.
The problem is my lizard brain keeps telling me a new game will make you happy, right? And it turns out it's just not the maybe
not
just
Hunt
not the
Showdown.
case. It's just play something other than Hunt, please. It's another part of my brain. Come on then, Neil. What you got?
Okay. Where shall I start today? Okay, I played Inside. Carried on playing Inside. Finished playing Inside. It was okay. I think you're supposed to think whoa at the end, but I was a bit like, oh, okay, wow, there we go. That was a game. Didn't have the same effect on me, I think, as it has on other people. I was just like, meh. Not saying I saw it coming exactly, but it was just a bit like, oh, okay, whatever.
What was this? Inside?
Yeah.
Did you fit? Sorry, did you just say you finished
I
it?
finished it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was just a bit, meh, whatever. like I say, I think it was supposed to be this big like moment where you were supposed to like, oh, it's so deep and that was really clever, and I was a bit like, whatever. No inscription, that's for sure.
Supposed to be clever, turned out to be whatever.
But there we go. That's just me. Maybe if I played it like 8 years ago, whatever, when it came out.
But that's what I was saying about Inside. I part of it feels like just people just bigged it up too much.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
It's good, but it's just bigged up too much.
Yeah, I like the puzzle. There's some good puzzles in there. There's some annoying puzzles in there as well. So it was okay. No massive game of the year type shit from me, I'm afraid. I've been playing loads of Hunt, obviously, but I did jump into Destiny 2 this week again. I keep jumping in and out. It's on sale, so I might buy the new stuff because apparently this campaign's the best one they've ever done. Which I guess is not a big thing for some people. They'll be like, well, that's not much of a statement, but I've enjoyed what I've played of Destiny 2 over the years, and I've enjoyed the stories, and apparently this one's good, and I haven't done that yet, so maybe I'll do it now. It's about 20 quid now in various places. But it is currently the Festival of the Lost, what they have every year around Halloween, where they have special game modes and stuff. There's things in the game called lost sectors, which are a bit like mini dungeons. They're pretty easy. You can do them on legendary difficulty to make them fucking super hard, but it's just
stop being fun at that point.
Yeah, exactly. It's like real fucking hard. And it's like playing Halo on like legendary. You just fucking like get one hit kills, and you're getting killed one hit when everything else takes fucking 10 times as many shots. So they're in the Festival of the Lost, that they have these lost sectors and they transform them into what they called haunted lost sectors. And they're different variants with different enemies in, different mechanics, boss mechanics that you have to like do certain things to enemies to be able to kill the big boss at the end. It's a lot of repetition and it's okay, but the main thing I'm thinking of doing is like getting into the campaign again. Like I say, it's on sale. But the thing with these, it's a looter shooter. So if you do the seasonal stuff, you get cool guns, and the armor for the Festival of the Loft does look pretty cool. It's like Voltron looking armor, so you look pretty cool. Look like a fucking Japanese anime fucking super robot or something. Yeah, exactly. It looks fucking cool. So they're doing a good job of the looty stuff to make you want to carry on. But I haven't played loads, so I haven't got too much to say about that.
Too much hunting to be done.
Exactly. I've been playing too much Hunt. But today I did play another game. It's not a new game because there is a couple of biggies that have hit Game Pass lately. Scorn has been getting a lot of talk about, and obviously Plague Tale Requiem came out this week, which was the sequel to Plague Tale Innocence. So I have downloaded all those games, so I'll probably have a go at some of them. Plague Tale, apparently, I have seen some video and it looks fucking amazing, like visually, very impressive. So I will. That's the story game to play, I guess, soon.
Did you play the first one?
Yeah, I finished the first one. There was a few times I was getting a bit fucked off with the chucking stones at soldiers bits and dying repeatedly in a couple of places. But yeah, I did power through and get that done. It was pretty good. Very good. But today I played a different type of game entirely, and that game was called Prodeus, which has been out in early access and on Game Preview on Game Pass for quite a while, but it's now like a full release. And it's basically old Doom, but like a bit more modernly. All the enemies are just like complete riffs of everything in Doom. It's not because it's not the new Doom, but it's not old Doom either. It's weird. It's like a mix of the two. So it's looks a bit like old Doom, with the high speed movement and sort of 2D. Everything looks like, how to describe it? It looks like old Doom, basically. They're like sprite based textures on the walls, quite chunky, but there's a lot of colour and everything in it now. And everything you hold in your guns are all, it's all like I say, it's like a Wolfenstein Doom old school look, but a modern take on that, I guess.
Yeah, looks interesting.
It's really, you're moving around real high speed, and the guns sound fucking cool, and they feel cool, and things explode into huge showers of blood and guts when you kill them and stuff like that. It's fucking pretty gory in that old school sprite looky way. And you have to go around, run around the levels, find the keys to unlock levels that you can't get, places of the levels you can't get to. And when you finish a level, you go to like a sort of, it's like a map. You can rerun the level as soon as you finished it to try and score. It's like a bit of a score chase going on in there as well. There's tons of weapons I haven't even got anywhere near unlocking yet, I think. There's loads of spaces on my weapon selection screen that I haven't picked up yet, put it that way. Shotgun's beastie huge, and like you can charge it up to do a special attack. You can twin wield fucking like submachine guns, and this is all quite early in the first couple of levels, and it's quite bombastic. Basically, it's just like fucking blowing the shit out of everything. I've not found. I'll just put it on medium. There's like quite a few difficulty levels. I think it's one of those things. The harder you play it, the more score you'll get, kind of thing. And obviously, it'll be a lot fucking harder. But yeah, so far it's only supposed to take 5 or 6 hours to finish, so it's not a huge game. But yeah, so I think, it's like, I might finish that then because it's not that long.
Is that on
It's on
console and PC?
I've been playing it on PC, mouse and keyboard. Excuse me, which is the way to play it, I would say. I believe it is on console. But I certainly wouldn't want to play this on a controller. You're moving too fast. I've had to put my mouse sensitivity quite low because it was fucking like one of those like, whoa, everything's moving, like you move your mouse and it's like turned like a 360. So yeah, it's fucking pretty badass, pretty cool. If you liked old Doom, I think you'd probably like it. If you like new Doom, you probably like it as well. It's certainly not as hard as new Doom Eternal, so far anyway.
All right.
But yeah, I think it's on Game Pass. You should probably check it out.
All right. Is that it?
I think so.
All right. Well, I feel like we've only just started, but looking at the clock, I think we're a good an hour and 3/4 in. So,
Yeah.
wow. All right, that's gone quick.
I know,
It's you talking about your books.
Talking about things that I like, books and.
Got some more books for next week.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, well then, Dave, do you want to do your bit, and then we'll just we'll call it.
Yeah. So, thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions or get involved, please contact us either on Twitter @Seal Podcast, email us at sealpodcast@gmail.com, or join us on a Discord server. The link is pinned on Twitter. We have YouTube and Twitch channels which we upload and stream to semi-regularly. I was going to say the Twitch channel, if people want to jump on, is twitch.tv/Seal Podcast. Neil?
Shocker.
I know. Neil, do you want to do a shout out for the Twitch?
The chatters in the Twitch, we've had Fraser Moo, Boo, Baron
me.
Von Glower, Arnie Arlie, Lord,
Boo. Boo.
Quaxel,
Boo.
I think that's it. Oh, Gary was here, Real Defoe was here. I've had quite a lot of chat going on tonight. Scrolling back.
Yeah, man, it's been chat-tastic.
Chat-tastic. Get involved. Get in the chat. Thanks for
That's the
joining,
name, isn't it?
everybody.
Okay.
Cheers, guys.
Yep. All right. Well, like I said, I feel like we're cutting it a bit short here, but apparently not. So that's a good sign when it goes quickly. Appreciate everyone for listening as usual. Shout outs to everyone in the community. Thanks to Dave and Neil, mate. And until next time, see you later.
See
Been a
you next
pleasure.
time.
Bye.